Hello my friends and welcome to episode 55 of The Wanderer. We're a couple of games into the season just now, and today we kick off the Champions League for the first time in this series, taking on FC Kobenhaven in the Champions League playoff, bringing both legs to you today, so hopefully we can make that holy grail of the group stage. Since the last episode, but since the last game episode, which was 2 episodes ago, when we won the league on the last day of the season, despite completely bottling it, Celtic bottled it more than us. We've had a big pre-season, we played a number of games, we only had 4 wins in that time. Against Newcastle we beat 5-2, Spartans, Dalkey, Thistle and Arniston would have expected to be scoring 16 goals in the process there, but there was a lot of defeats to much bigger teams. Prioritised maybe a little bit more getting money because I was worried that financially the club was going to struggle. I wasn't sure how many players we were going to sell, who we were going to bring in, if the Deadwood were going to sell for any money as well. So I was looking at the wage budget going up, and the fact that we just spent 5 million that we didn't really have unless we made the Champions League group stages on a training facility. And to be honest, the way this Hearts team's progressing, for it to progress any further, we require to go into a bigger stadium or expand Tynecastle. I've asked about a couple of times financially. Well, financials is what's blocking it, which is why I sold Cameron Burgess, and Louis Mott I would have sold anyway, but as long as there was a striker available. Because in honesty, as much as he kicked on towards the end of last season, I've not really felt secure with him, if you like. So we've kicked off the season against newly promoted Ross County. They came up through the playoffs. We played okay, we dominated them, we were camped on their 18-yard box and basically just couldn't hit the target. We've tried a couple of the new guys and it didn't work out. Caviglia, boy that came from Juventus, had an absolute shocker. Had some words with him after it and criticised him in the media. Risky tactic. And then we beat Partick Thistle 1-0 through Feridun in the Betfred Cup. And then we played Celtic. We salvaged a 2-2 draw. We ended up finishing the game with 10 men because of injuries, and Z Gomez had to come on. We played a very strange formation. I really wasn't happy with how the team was playing, particularly in the Ross County game and Partick Thistle game, so I was kind of looking, maybe we need to change tactics a little bit. I've made some small adjustments to the tactic, but it's not been too major just now. But Peter Patev came in, made his debut, scored, and Z Gomez scored a late equaliser that I thought was thoroughly deserved, until Federun came off in the whatever minute he came off. Is it going to tell me here? No. Whenever he came off, it's fairly late in the game. Jamie Walker was really early, forcing us into a 10th minute sub or something like that. But once he came off, I was like, right, that's not good. But until that point, in the second half in particular, I thought we were on top. And there was maybe just that 10-minute spell in the first half where Celtic had a couple of chances. But we're going to get in today's game straight away. We'll look at the league table. And right now, both the Old Firm teams had bad starts. Rangers drew in the first day of the season, have not played their second game yet against Ross County. Celtic lost to Partick Thistle, I think it was, and then obviously they drew against us. So it's been a poor start in terms of the teams that you'd expect to be challenging. 5 points combined going into the third week. Of course, one of them does have that game in hand. Anyway guys, I'm going to skip into the game and I will see you pitch side. Welcome back my friends. So we've got a fairly decent lineup. We've got Woodman in, Tvetanov, Patev, both Bulgarian defenders there. Jack Henry's in, Gary Finlayson in, finally getting to play with him, and I've enjoyed with him so far in the first couple of games. Jokic I'm giving a run in as a ball winning midfielder, and I've played him in the deep line playmaker role for a few times, but I wasn't that sure on Grant Young's fitness. I'm unsure on McTominay compared to Jokic, so I thought, do you know what, I'm going to give him a shot in there. Baronis in there, Caviglia in there because Hedges just needing a rest. We've had a lot of games in the last 7 days. Cochrane, Rudden on the left wing because Callum Smith's just recovering from injury, and Jamie Walker's injured as well. and Z Gomez up top. Federun is injured. He's looked very, very good in the games that he's got. We've struggled a lot with fitness issues early on. I think I did overdo pre-season just a little bit on that sense. So I'm just going to go through, try and get some extra greens here. But it's the first time we've had Champions League in this series. I'm going to instantly pause it, and I'm actually just going to bring them straight back to here, and I'm going to go counter and not play our defence, exploit the flanks, just to try and, you know, we're away from home in the Champions League. Let's just get a decent result from the first leg and give ourselves a chance in the second, particularly when we're struggling with a number of injuries. Yeah, as you see, Ryan Hedges 95% fit, and I kind of want him to be an impact sub. I'm not sure who's going to win that right winger battle, as that's a bit of a sloppy bit of play. I think it was Cochrane fell asleep and the pass was behind him. It's a decent ball into the box. Oh, that's a clear penalty. Ben Musa even goes down under challenge from Tvetanov and wins the penalty 6 minutes in. Woodman saves, big save, and Tvetanov gets it straight back to him safely. Z Gomez not winning that one in the air. Emerson Hindman, former Roney at Rangers, of course. Hendry clears that one away. Again, nobody there, everyone's sleeping, and this has been the problem that I've seen so far this season, is players sleeping when the ball's coming towards them. I'm going to give a bit of encouragement, try and encourage a bit of play forward. So I'm not sure if it's my tactics or just players are not sure how to expect the expectation that comes with them this season. Patev cleared that away. Vivaro, Hindman again now. Verbeek to Bitstrup. Played across to Jensen. He's got a man on the overlap. Flaff it is even. Ben Musa. Oh, it's wide from Ben Musa. Just going to demand a little bit more, because right now we're literally pinned right in as Jokic has a free kick. He's decent at that, just over the bar from him. I was about to say his nationality and then I completely forgot where he's from, so never mind on that. Verbeek to Hindman. Bidstrup. He's played across and Flack again in space. Not ideal there. Woodman is going to bring it out and launch forward for Harry Cochrane. He flicks it on brilliantly for Z Gomez. It's a good save. That was a big, big chance for our Portuguese international. Got his first goal and a few caps during the World Cup campaign. Played out to Cochrane. To Caviglia now. Came in. Z Gomez can't quite get there. He'd been offside anyway, I think. So it wouldn't have counted if he'd managed to get that touch on the ball. Fitness wise, we're not looking great. Played forward to Ben Musa. Cross to Verbeek. He's going to whip it in for Ben Musa. It's off the post and away by Baronis. Rudden playing that left wing inside forward role. Their fitness isn't looking great either, though, in honesty, so that maybe helps us out a little bit if we can just see out a few extra minutes to half time and make some changes. Maybe we can be the fitter team and get points that way, as that's not good from Woodman. He's jumped up, it's came out full straight to them. And, oh, just let that go out, Finlayson. Ben Musa has put it over again, but that surely shouldn't have been a chance. Gary Finlayson kept it in there when he really didn't need to. That's frustrating. I'm going to give him a bit of a rock in here at half time, because this is not good. I'm going to go with Rudden, Baronis and Finlayson and just give them that. There's a lot to come from you. See if we can get something. We can get 10 out of 11 greens. That works for me. Opposition instructions. I want to go hard. I'm actually just going to apply team advice first. I'm going to go hard on Hindman. I'm going to go hard on... In fact, let's just select them. But as we go, I want hard tackling on every single one I use. Looks like we're going to kick them off the pitch, so hopefully that's successful. Pereiros, Hindman, Brosson, Jensen. Plays it for Fack a bit. Gary Finlayson there this time. Got a throw in with the Vetanov. in for Baronis in space to Rudden. It's very, very inside. That is almost forward rather than inside forward. Cochrane comes off the back of Rudden's post foot, and Z Gomez slow to react. Borson does tackle him. Gary Finlayson heads this one down nicely for Baronis to Jokic. Harry Cochrane forward for Z Gomez. And Carviglia is knocked it out. Crosses poor to Vetinov. Doesn't decide to cross. This came kindly for Z Gomez, and so close. Should have been a goal. Really should have been. What's my recommendations on him? This kid that's came on, what do you look like? Not that quick off the mark, so I want to be tight marking you always, please. And weaker foot, I think. Going to make a sub with Jokic off for Grant Young. I think that's our logical sub just now. Might bring on Ali Crawford soon for Harry Cochrane. He is nursing that yellow, of course, but he is playing reasonably well. Zach Runn struggling on the left wing, so I'm going to bring on Smith. Now this should switch to that rudimental role. I've never played with this yet, so let's see how he gets on. He is nursing that injury as well, of course. And we've got one more sub, but again, if we come away with this as a 0-0, then that's still a decent result for us. So we're going to bring Ali Crawford on for Harry Cochrane. They're starting to look nervous, which is again good for us. So I'm going to just say push forward, see if we can take advantage of these nerves, and probably eat my cake as they go on the counter here with he's bottled it as much as Z Gomez. I was about to try and pronounce his name, and I remember that he said that a certain way, that little O with the line through it. Z Gomez just picked up an injury. That's not good. Baronis decides to whip it in to Z Gomez, and our little man has leaped into the air. I don't actually know how little he is, but it feels right. He's leaped into there above everybody and deflected that into the back of the net. I'm going to go with a concentrate. I'm going to go backs to the wall defensive now. You can go as an inverted winger on support. You can stay on support. You can go down to support. I want you on defend now. I want you on defend. And what I want to do now is contain, play even safer. Don't do that. Route 1 football. Stick to positions. Be more disciplined. Stop looking for the overlap. Structured. Narrow. I did indeed change that. Let's just play out this game now. But if Z Gomez is injured for any longer than like a day, we could be in a lot of trouble, because we've got already a striker out. Our only other striker is currently playing left wing because we've got no other left wingers. So we could be in a lot of trouble if he's out. But he did get us the goal today. The big penalty save from Freddie Woodman as well put us in great shape. So we come out of that one with a 1-0 win through Z Gomez. Wasn't convincing. He's out for 4 days to 2 weeks. Well, that's very much a no-brainer for me. Scored a header with a gashed head, by the way. Run making his debut, of course. So we've got Dundee United between now and the next game. I'm going to go and play that off camera. I will tell you about it in the game, and I will meet you pitch side for the second leg at Tynecastle. Welcome back, my friends. Second leg time, and I've made some changes to the team, as you will see. All that's come off a vastly improved performance against Dundee United at the weekend. So there's been a few guys that went, right, do you know what, you've earned a crack at the first team. So we've got Woodman in goal. Tvetanov did play most of that game. James Tavernier came on for his debut after about 70 minutes or something. Done okay, nothing spectacular as you expect. Only got 20 minutes though. Just noticed I've got Ryan Shawcross on the bench as well. Just a little bit of sidetracking there. Patev and Jack Henry in the heart of the defence again. I was going to bring Suter back, but his issue with big games put me off that. We've got Markal at left back. He made his debut in the last game. He's got Mason's number from last season, 55, and he got an assist and played really, really well. I was actually really, really pleased with him. I'd only brought him in the last game to rest Gary Finlayson. Gary Young scored against Dundee United. Don't remember him scoring many last season, so it was good to see him on the score sheet. He had moved into the... No, he was still playing the ball. No, I did bring him off because he picked up a knock. That's why I'm getting confused, because I had Mark Noble in, and I moved him into Grant Young's position and brought somebody on, I think it was Jokic, into the deep line playmaker role. Noble played absolutely sensational, played the full 90 with an 8.6 rating or something like that. Absolutely brilliant performance from him. I was really considering getting rid of him, but his tutoring is the reason why I kept him, so I went with that, and it's basically made me think I might sell McTominay now instead. We've got Caviglia at right wing, kind of forced into that with Hedges having to play left wing. Crawford is in the attacking midfield position, he scored a brace. Hedges at left wing, Zach Rudden up top, he scored a brace as well from that position. Z Gomez and him, neither of them really fit, to be honest, for this game. So I've kind of, well, Rudden was kind of the fitter of the two, so that's why he's got the start. Z Gomez, as you see, 86% fitness, so hopefully we can get okay from there. Let's do our little team talk, as I'm still learning how to do this bit better. I did do a completely different team talk for Dundee United as well. I went with the, what's it called, the relaxing result will come, and I've never ever done that before, and I thought, do you know what, that's an interesting way to do it. I'm going to take out player out defence. I'm actually going to go with mixed passing. So down, I thought I'd taken retained possession off. We're going to go with, just go slightly more defensive this way. There will be no business of any kind unless I'm selling, because I'm actually quite happy with the squad. Just now, to Vetinov, Caviglia, Noble, Crawford, up to Zach Rudden. Him scoring that brace against Dundee United kind of rolled back the year to FM17. Anyone that watched my Rangers series on that will remember he developed so well for me, became a key striker and was scoring goals for fun. So seeing him scoring a brace just brought back a lot of memory, had a little tear in my eye. They're obviously a fairly good team, this Kopenhagen team, so despite that 1-0 win away from home, I'm still not overly confident here, which is why I've gone for the big game players, if you like, when the likes of Noble, and avoided guys like Suter. That's a great ball from Noble into Ryan Hedges, but go all across the box, and Rudden! Oh, he's rolling back to FM17 for me. I was so disappointed when I started the Rangers save and I seen his potential being knocked back. But the memories come flooding back when you see Rudden scoring goals. Crawford into Rudden. That's a crunch and tackle on the young man. Straight back up though and charging down the goalkeeper. I like that. He's the one that comes heading it on there. I think he should have left that for Ali Crawford and gave Ali Crawford an outlet. Either way, now it's Hearts on the break. We did win that game against Dundee United 5-1. As you will have counted the goals that we scored from. What I said about the players starting the game, everyone that played in that game and scored is on the pitch right now. Is Rudden gets it to Crawford, and that's a great ball again from Ali Crawford this time, and Hedges, it's 2. The goalkeeper froze and Hedges just launched it into the top corner. I thought he was about to sky it from about 2 yards out. That's great play from him. So we won that game 5-1. Their goal was a counter attack. They had a corner, we countered from it. Swear down it was a penalty. There was a challenge on Ali Crawford inside the box, and he went up the other end and scored from it. I'm not that worried about it, as Marcal plays it here to Noble. 2 experienced players in our team. Crawford forward for Rudden. He's putting in a stake. You know, 2 strikers have got ahead of him. The Turkish boy whose name's eluding me right now, Fundial or something like that, really excites me as a player who's going to develop into an absolute monster. And Z Gomez, we already know, is very, very capable at this level. That's very, very close. Copenhagen do need to score 3 goals to go through here though, and I think playing with the 2 defensive midfielders is the right idea. which is another reason why I went for Noble, because he drops back into that role better than just about anyone else I've got. Jensen across to Bronson, Javaro, Verbeek and Patev in there to his countryman to Vestanov. Good interception from the Bulgarian there. Forward for Rudden again. Just does a wee bit okay holding up there. Does get tackled but gets it back. Cavaglia back to Ali Crawford into Rudden again. And it's 3 on the night. 4 on aggregate. They're attacking. The space is there. And that's when I feel my Hearts team is at the best. And that's maybe the issue that we had at the start of the season. Teams compacting the defence. Maybe I was being a bit critical of my team for not creating in those circumstances. But now that we're actually getting a bit of space to work with, we are creating chances, putting them on target and scoring goals. To Vestanov into Mark Noble. Oh, that was not Mark Noble's fault, but I'm a bit worried about him going towards the ball there when he's on a yellow. Played it forward. Mathieu back towards Ben Musa. Created a couple of big scares for us in the last game in Denmark. Flack brings it forward and it goes Patev away only as far as Emerson Hindman. It's a decent effort. Freddie Woodman equaling to Vetanov away. Another good thing to see is 5 shots, 5 on target, 6, well, an increasing, but 100% shots on target ratio right now is very pleasing to see. I can't say I've said that very often with this Hearts team, but with this bit of space that we're getting, it's working out really, really nicely for us. 2 assists for Ali Crawford. Really making a stake to take any chance of Harry Cochrane cementing that attacking midfielder role to himself. As we come in at half time, I'm going to just go on very pleased with the performance. That's got absolutely no response. I'm just going to go with everybody right now and say there's a lot more to come. I completely believe we've got what it takes and send them back out as they were. Heinemann to Bronson, Varro, Matthew. The other thing that's good about, I rotated the team, and as much as I didn't rotate the centre backs because I wanted Substitute for this game because I completely forgot about his big match issues until I got here, and I'm like, I started to move Shooter into the team and I'm like, he's got big match issues, doesn't he? And I double checked it, so I didn't rotate that at all, but it was good to see that we can change our team and it's either going to improve or not get worse. You know, there's not any places that's really cemented as first team places anymore, which was the case when we first came to Hearts. That's a great ball from Crawford at Cavaglia. He's got men in the middle. He finds Rudden on his hat-trick, and there it is. 5 goals in 2 games for Zach Rudden, playing as a central forward. The memories of last year are just coming so back to me. I loved that save so much. It was such a great save. And Zach Run just reminded me of how good it was. Cavaglia to Crawford. It's back to Young now. Noble out to Cavaglia. He's going to play it forward in behind for absolutely nobody making a run. Letica. He's going to launch forward as Rudden started to pressure him. Verbeek, Hindman. Launched across for Flack. Or Falk. I keep calling him Flack. But that's a goal from Ben Musa. Did look dangerous in the first leg. Mohamed Ben Musa, so not surprised to see him on the score sheet. We are going to bring off Noble. We're going to bring Jokic on again just because Baronis has that big match issue. And I think defensively Jokic is the better of the 2 options. Oh, that's a really poor pass from Rudden, but not getting punished from it on this occasion. Mark Noble, another decent game from him, a 7.1. Tutoring, I think it is actually Grant Young he's tutoring. He's certainly tutoring somebody. So we're hopefully getting the best out of whoever he's tutoring and building him, developing him into a similar kind of player. We're going to bring Cochrane on for Ali Crawford. He is tiring. And who else can we really sub? We're going to bring Tavernier on for Vetanov, I guess. Vetanov is doing good, but he is tiring. And I like Tavernier, particularly as an attacking option. At right back, but I'm not so sure about him as a defensive one, so we'll see how he develops. As Hindman now on the score sheet, the former Bournemouth and Fulham player. Woodman did get a couple of hands to it, but not strong enough. So again, Cavaglia not really doing that, and Pereiros in here. and Woodman equal to it this time, but Patev away. We're going to have to make some defensive changes and just, you know, bring the defence slightly deeper, I think, because these over the top balls are really hurting us. I'm going to bring Jokic on to defend here as well. And what other options do we have that we can do? You'll keep it like that. 8 shots, 8 on target, though we've scored 4 of them as well. So we've done our bit, particularly going forward. We're now just shoring it up. I'm just going to give a concentrate. If I can even get it out in time, I can indeed. We are going to the Champions League, my friends. Markel throws it into Hedges. Just wasting a little bit of time. It's all over at Tynecastle. 4-2 victory on the night. 5-2 on aggregate. Zach Rudden with a hat-trick. Paying every bit of his 1.1k a week in abundance in the last 2 games. We've got Hamilton next, and then we've got an international break. I've got a friendly against Dortmund during that, I think, but we've got a lot of call-ups, mostly to under 21s, unfortunately, but that shows where we're going. I'll come back to that when I'm off episode. Received 1.78 million for winning that championship playoff, and we've been awarded 11.32 million for reaching the group stage. That leaves the bank with 27 million in it. That is different gravy, my friends. That wage budget's really racked up. I think it went up a lot when I sold Burgess, which I thought was interesting. And I'm just going to answer this just because I'm thinking, when is the draw? It's tomorrow, so yes, we will just go and skip to that. So very pleased with the contribution. I don't want to comment on individual performances because he's opposition team. I don't really care. It is indeed Dortmund. I requested that when I realised it was coming up for an international break. Reckon it's cost us about 220 to get them, and I reckon we'll gain 322k from it. New record for gates receipt. Beating Young Boys by 100k. We're not going to see that get much higher because we've only got a 20,000 seater stadium. So unless we start selling tickets at £70-80, in other words, Arsenal prices, then we're not going to do anything. I've just seen Z Gomez has got interest in them. All the teams that were sort of interested in him when he first came to us. I'm not sure I'm interested in selling them, to be honest with you. Come on, just get us to the draw. I wonder if the youth team has actually made the Champions League group stage, or if that's part of this. I'd be interested to see both. So we are seeded 4th, because obviously that's kind of how the work's going to be done. So we're not going to get Dynamo Kiev, CSK, PAOK, Feyenoord, Sion, Genk, or Partizan. Partizan actually had a defender I was interested in. Whereas after they sold him, maybe. No, this is him here. He had a 2.1 million release clause, still has it, as you see. Offered him a contract, and at the time, my scout was saying that he was going to want 4k a week, and I was like, he looks an absolute monster for 4k a week. And then by the time that processed, he wanted 25k a week, and I'm like, yeah, not going to increase my wage budget by that much, and that's why I went for Patev instead. So let's draw all the groups out as far as here. So let's avoid Group H. In fact, there's a single group there. Besiktas, we can maybe give me Group D, I think. Group D. Yeah, Group D is literally the only one I fancy our chances in. We've got Group B. We've got Liverpool, AS Monaco, Leverkusen. We'll just draw the rest because it doesn't matter. Schedule on under 20s here. Under 19s championship group stage. Did they qualify? No, they didn't. So they've qualified because we've qualified. What a proof, hopefully, and that's going to improve our youth side a lot. Anyway, guys, I'm going to skip to see when our first Champions League group stage game actually is, so we can see it. As you can see, 18 players away for international duty. Big progress for the club. So yeah, news articles on Champions League groups seem to have gone down a bit in recent years. Schedule, our first Champions League group game is against AS Monaco. We will be back in the next episode for that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. What a cracking episode that was. Oh, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.